Jagdev. So we did Nishima, Archana, 1008 name of Nishima. Later on you will receive the rice. And then, like I said earlier, you put one rice inside your mouth and one on your head every day. Okay? So, let's see. What question do you have? I feel that I do not do my prayer regularly. You feel that you don't do your prayer. That's amazing. But I do all the seva, and more especially the seva that you gave me. I'm doing the right thing. Well, you see, we can find many excuses for not doing our sadhana, no? Yes or no? You are expert in that. You see, prayer is not only when you are sitting in the temple that you are praying. Prayer is this connection which one have with one beloved Lord. That's what is real prayer. So very often we think that prayer is just when we come to a temple and when we are busy doing something, no? Then we say, yes, we are praying. We are going to the temple, we are lighting an incense, we are lighting a lamp. He said, yes, I'm praying. But that's not the prayer which God wants. What He wants is that when you light that lamp of love inside of you, you know what the use of lighting a lamp and yet inside of you have so much hate? That is prayer. People love to pray. You see here, especially in Mauritius, everybody, all religions, they all pray. Wherever you see them, they are always praying. Yes or no? They are all doing a show of praying only. And this is what people are very expert in it, doing a show of praying where their heart is not into that. And that is not prayer. Pray when you pour out your heart into whatever you're doing. And you know that Bhagavan is with you. And whatever you're doing for His sake. Not for your sake. Do you really pray for His sake? Answer me, one of you. Do you really pray for His sake? No, you pray for your own sake. Do you really love Him? No, you don't love Him. You love yourself more. Tomorrow God will say, Srimad Narayana will appear and tell you, okay, from now on, I will stop fulfilling all the wishes of everybody, whatever you are praying for, I will stop giving. Do you think you will still pray? Come on. Very few will say yes. Because very often people have this attitude that they pray because they want something from Him. He had become a businessman. Whatever you have to ask, let me pray for him. Make me pass my exam. You don't study. He will make you pass your exam. Make me have a good husband. Please give me the right lotto. 60 million, not even one. 60. How many of you have asked him, please maybe get the lottery, I will give you a good donation? Many have that in their mind, no? If I get that, I will not forget you. This is this kind of prayer which people does, you know. And then when that is not fulfilled, oh, God doesn't accept. Yeah. It's not the right. So, meaning that you love yourself more than you love Him. Then you call it prayer. Prayer is when you are abandoned. You know, you forget about what you offer Him for the sake of Him. Yeah. Not about yourself. Otherwise, you are just doing things. Continuously, you are just doing things, and the expectation grows, and then you become miserable and unhappy because that wishes is not being fulfilled. So understand truly that meaning of prayer. In prayer, you forget about yourself. You pray to Him for His sake. There was once a king who went to a master, a Japanese master. Of course, the Japanese master was showing everywhere, all the places. He showed each room and explain in detail what they do in this room. And again, the king will say, "What do you do in this room?" And he will say, "Yes, we do. We cook food. We bring it to the nice place where the monk will take the bath." And I said, "This is where the monk takes." So what do you do in this room? They said, "Oh, this room we cook the food, and in this room, this is where the monks sit and eat." So like that, he was asking everywhere, "What do you do in this room?" So everywhere he was going, he was telling the same story. Now, what do you do? And in the middle of this monastery, there was a very beautiful building. And the king said, "What do you do in this building?" So the monk, the head monk, didn't answer him, tried to change the subject, and he showed him other things, brought him to divert his mind, brought him to other places, you know. But you see, when such curiosity inside of your mind is what is in that big building, which is in the middle of the ashram itself, so the king started getting frustrated. He said, "Why are you trying to change the subject, you know? I want to know, what do you do in this building?" So he was getting angry. So the priest, the head monk said, "Look, king, in that building, we don't do anything. You are asking continuously what we do. So, in my perception, I was telling you, I was bringing you to all the places, but we do something. And in that big building, why do you say you don't do anything?" Then he said, "Because in that building is our temple. We meditate in that temple." So then he explained to me, meditation is not something that you do. It is something that is natural to your state. So everything that implies something that you're doing, which means an effort from your side, that is the mind doing it. So when the mind is active, even in your prayer, it is not natural. Because it is based on a business that you are doing with him. So then you will get frustrated, you will get angry, you will lose your peace of mind. How many people have had that same state like that? Many people. So that's why you have to understand, prayer is not that. Even when later on you will come and bring your lamp, I hope you brought your lamp, you are offering to the Lord, not for your sake, but for His sake, but your bhakti inside towards Him may increase. So that is prayer. And prayer is everything that you do with an attitude of remembering Him. Prayer is not just when you come here you remember Him, or when you go in front of your altar at home you remember Him. No, that's not prayer. Prayer is this relationship that He becomes part in everything that you do in life. You sit, you know that He is with you. You're eating, you know that He is with you. You like to do shopping, you know that He also goes with you. You like to do seva, know that He is also with you doing seva. So that is the attitude which a devotee should have about prayer. And not only when, somebody today was telling me in the morning, oh, that person do 5 times prayer a day, very good. He come from another religion, so he do his namaz every day, 5 times a day, very good person. But that doesn't mean anything. You may kneel the whole day on your knees, doesn't mean that you will become a good Christian. You can do the namaz 5 times a day, even 100 times a day, doesn't mean that you will become a good Muslim. You may go to temple, bang your head on the pavement, in front of the that doesn't mean that you're a good Hindu. If you're not a better human being, if all these things doesn't make you a better human being, you're useless completely. All your prayer become useless. And that prayer don't even reach the shadow of the Lord's feet. Forget about reaching Him, even the shadow itself doesn't even touch like that. And yet people think they're praying. They're just assured. If they will pray truly, they will have the vision of Him straight away. And it don't take much. It takes that sincerity, truly, where you long for Him. One time. And that prayer. So, whether you're doing the question, Karan, am I doing the right thing? So, whatever you're doing, if you do it, and you have that inner satisfaction inside of you, yes, you're doing it right. But if you are doing something, you have doubt inside of you, then you're not doing it right. So that polarity also must be there, that conviction must be there inside of you. If you're doing something, you don't have any clear conviction inside of you, what are you doing? You're wasting your time. So have this clear conviction inside of you. He's not just this, He's at each moment with you. And you want to be with you. You want to be reminded of that. What happened the moment you die? I love that question. What followed? What is the feeling we get? Who will guide us then? Will us keep our appearance? very deep question, which have 4 questions into it. So, let's go step by step. It's a journey of dying. It is beautiful actually. You see, very often people forget about that. Like I've been saying the past 2 days, you think that you will live eternally. No, permanently here. Huh? You're working like a slave. You're worrying like I don't know what. Yeah. You think that you will be here, leisuring around permanently. Do you think God will put you in a bottle and stuck you on a shelf like pickle? Huh? And then one day He will open it and then, wow. No, dear. You will die. Soon or later you will die. Yesterday somebody was crying, please save my husband. Make sure my husband... Is there a person here? Please, make my husband die after me. No, make my husband have a long life. My husband have a long life. Poor husband, probably is crying inside. Don't fulfill that wish. And there's this joke. A man was sitting and crying in the cemetery.
Yeah.
You know, and said, "Why have you gone?
Why did you die?
Why did you die? Why did you die? Why did you die?" So there was another man next to him, and that man was thinking, that man must be very dear to him. He didn't cry like that, you know. And he came to pacify him and said, "This man must be a very special person for you to cry like that. Why did you die? Why did you die?" I said, "Who is he?" He said, "That was my wife's first husband." So, coming to the question. They were asking, please make my husband have a long life. And I said to Mataji, look, everybody is born on the right time, everybody will die when the right time comes. Crossing that time, you will not be happy. You will be miserable. It's not that I can't change that, I can. I did it for my grandma. She also was very crying. I don't want to die, I don't want to die. I said, fine. You don't want to die? Don't die. How was her life afterwards? She was miserable. So, what happened when you die? Very many have not noticed. In the physical itself, when you're ready to die, you have that feeling. You know it. Except if you are very... If you have a Zambarak nose. Then you know it's time to live. Except if you do plastic surgery. then you will know it that you are going to die. Also, this happened also when there is an accident. Very often people who died in an accident, they know it already. In the morning they will say bye-bye in a very different way. And they will know that they will not come back. So, when your soul leaves the body, if you die consciously, like it is written in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, if when your soul is leaving, with that awareness, focus the attention upon your third eye, meditate and chant Om, and live consciously like that, you will attain his abode. You will be born in a high level in your next life, as a devotee. But if you die in a miserable way, you don't have any awareness like many people does, at that precise moment, you say, oops, not again. You think that you have come on earth, you are fulfilling every of your dharma, no? But the swadharma itself is different. The dharma of the Atma is completely different from whatever you are doing materially. That's why the soul got a shock. It's such a shock that they oops, not again. Why not again? Because you have done it millions of times. Your brain can't process it to remember it. But your Atma, in the consciousness of your Atma, remember that. That's why I said, oops, didn't make it. So, what to do? You get either frustrated or you move on. The journey of the Atma is a very interesting journey. If you have ever read the Garuda Puran, have you ever read about the Garuda Puran? No?
Yes.
No? If you read it, probably you will stop sleeping.
You won't want to
It's
die.
true. If you read the Garuda Puran, you will not want to die. You will do anything to become immortal. So you want to hear a soft version, or you want to hear a deeper version? So in soft version, they will tell you, yes, you died. Whatever your karma will bring you wherever you have to be. Either you go to heaven or you go to hell. This is also part of our culture. We do have hells also. But we don't have only one hell. We have a multitude of them. And we have a multitude of heavens as well. Because look, if you have done a little mistake, a little sin, why would you go and burn in the same hell which other people are burning for eternity there? But God is so merciful. We say God is merciful, but yet He takes you and puts you in an eternal fire. No, it's not God which is putting you there. You put yourself. Nobody is responsible for your karma. You are fully responsible for your karma. Life, as you are here, you have work. Either you have punya or you have papa. No? So this is the balance of life. So if you have enough punya, if you have done good in this life, you will go to different kind of heavens. But if you have done papa, you will go to different kinds of hell, according to how deep is your sin. So when you go to heaven, I'm giving you a subversion right now. When you go to heaven, it's like Indra come and give you a credit card. So in that credit card, all your punyas, all your merits are in it. And he will show you all the nice places where you can spend your merits. So once the merit is finished, you come back here. Not just it work, no? And the same thing for vice versa for hell. You have some credit.
Your papa card.
Yeah. You go down for a short holiday, wherever it is. And then either they will fry you or not. You know, all the animal you have been eaten, they will come and haunt you, torture you. Yeah, because this is karma. You have karma toward them. Who permit you to take their life? Do you have power to give life to them? Then who gave you the permission to take their life? So they will come and torture you because you have done papam to them. So either to that, you will, after you finish getting roasted well, you come back here again, work. But according to the Gita, Bhagavan Krishna explained, if you have good punya, if you have done something good, you will be born again in a good home. But if you have done sin, you will be born in a sinful. That doesn't mean that you can't be saved. In any life, He always allowed everybody to be saved. And this is the mercy of the Lord Himself. Even those which are sinful, He loved them all dearly. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 29. He said, I'm equal to everybody. I don't have hate or love. Both are equal. But, He explicitly said, to my devotees, those who worship me with single point-of-minded devotion, I reveal myself to them. So these souls which He revealed Himself to them are very rare. Because that bhakti, that devotion must sprout inside of their heart. So the devotee goes in a different place. The devotee goes to the feet of Sri Narayana. That's what you say, no? Those who surrender, they are sure the place at His feet. But that doesn't mean that you should just say, okay, you take it for granted. So when somebody died, the moment your Atma leaves your body, you are still there. You are witnessing everything, what is happening around you. You see it. Because very often, those who are prepared to die, they know they have left the body. But very often, the Atma goes into a shock state, but they don't know whether they have died or still alive. So they're in a confused state. So they are still around. So it takes them at least 3 days to realize that they are dead. So then, often like we do 11 days. So for 11 days, according to Garuda Puran, 11 days, the soul is around. So the soul is around there. Don't think that we have left. It's still there. So after 11 days, then one is decided whether if they have good punya, they will go to the heavens. And then if they have bad punya, they will be back here. So time limit of how much one stay either or is around, in human years, 100 years. Some special souls may come back very quickly also. That is for normal human being. But for a devotee, which is truly surrendered to the Lord, for them, Yamraj don't send his Yamdut, don't send his servant. Yamraj don't send his servant to them. So for them, Bhagavan sent his servant to get them. In the Bhagavad, there is a beautiful story of Ashwin. You heard about it? No? I told it so many times. Even last time I was telling this story. So Ajmal was a very sad story. At the beginning he was good. But later on, greed corrupted him. He became very greedy. He wanted to have more and more and more. And for that, when you become greedy, you will do anything to gain more, no? What will you do? You will start cheating. So that's what he was doing. He was torturing people and taking things from them. So to his good luck, maybe from previous lives, he had named his son Govind. So as he was dying, he called his son Govind, and then he had a heart attack and died. So when he died, because he had called Govind, the messenger of Srimad Narayana came. At the same time, the messenger of Yamraj also came. So the messenger of Yamraj stopped discussing. The messenger of Narayana said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Well, this man is the most cruel person. You don't have any good punya. We have come to get him to bring him to hell." Then they said, "No, that's not possible. Because, as it is said, that taking the name of the Lord erased all the sin. And he have taken the name of Govind and he died." And Yamraj, the dude of Yamraj said, No. He was not calling for Govind, the Lord. He's not calling Govinda. He was calling his son. It doesn't matter. Through his good luck, that son's name was Govind. But Govind is the Lord's name, which can save somebody and purify everybody. So a big discussion started happening. Meanwhile, that time passed. The Atma went back again into the body. So nobody decided where the Atma will go. So he went back again. Ajmer, wake up. I have to change. He didn't say, I will try to change. He didn't say, I must change. He said, I have to change. So he woke up from that feet of Srimad Narayana, because he could remember everything what he went through. So for a bhakta, after the life when he had given everything back, he had become really dedicated into the service of the Lord. At the end of his second birth, let's say, Bhagavan sent his other to get him. So they came and put him in a beautiful chariot. Yeah, put him in a beautiful chariot and took him to Vaikuntha. So here again, this is the only place which is eternal. There is no other place. Even heavens are not eternal. Like it is said in the Bhagavad, from Patal to Brahmalok, they are all under Maya. Even Brahmalok. So it is not eternal. So you go there to your good punya, you go there for a short term holiday, finish your bank account there and come back. So like that, you have done already millions of lives like that. But for your good punya, He have allowed you by His mercy to be seated at His feet. It is not given to everybody. So, coming to the second thing of the expression, what is the feeling one gets? Like I said, the feeling varies. If that more precise moment you realize, if you have done, your life is rubbish or not. Or again, you are in the cycle of birth and death again. Because opportunity in life, God always gives to attain Him. But you have to be wise. So, for those devotees who have taken shelter to His feet, who have given their life to Him, their life belongs only to Him. For them, their feeling is bliss. And with that feeling of bliss, like I said, the third one, who will guide us? If you have been blessed with Guru Kripa in this life, your Guru Maharaj will always guide you. Guru Maharaj is not only here physically, also in the other side the Guru Maharaj is. The Guru will guide you. And the fourth question to that, will us keep our appearance? No. You don't have this appearance. This appearance is only for the outside. No. You will have your spiritual body. And your spiritual body doesn't resemble that. Because you have taken so many lives. Which one would you call your appearance? Huh? You have taken so many births. Which one would you call your mother? You have taken so many births. Which one would you call your father? You have so many names. Which one would you call your name? So this is nothing to do with that. Because even your spiritual name, your divine name, your spirit name is a different name. And that name, if you know that name, even nature ends to that name. That's why that name is not revealed to any human mind. So even your appearance, you will have a spiritual body. Your spiritual body doesn't resemble like this. Don't think that you will go to heaven, you will see me like this sitting there. When will you my Gurudev somewhere here? Did you find him? It's a different, completely different aspect. You will recognize instantly, because through that connection, to that relationship, you will know it. But if you go and try to look for somebody who resembles your parents or your mother, your father, whatever, no, this is just stories they tell you to make you feel happy. You know, they tell you stories, yes, after you die, you will meet your father, you will meet your mother, you will meet your grandfather, your grandmother. Probably in this life you never had a good life with them. Why would you go there and meet them? If you have a good life, you will be happy to meet them. If you don't have a good life here, why would you go and meet them? Yeah? Boring, no? Your soul is individual, complete individual. You have karma only now. You would either you are building your karma or you are finishing your karma. If you understand this two game of making more karma and reducing karma, you will not be in that game of life. You will all do everything to attain your Atma, who you are truly. And that who you are truly, you can attain it even being alive. You can have that realization. So don't think that the Lord has put his Maya, over everything. And Mahamaya is doing her job. She's entangled some, and those some she don't. Those which is surrendered to the Lord, she don't touch. But you have to understand what is that word surrender. Sharanagati, what it is, Sharanagati is not just a word like that. When Mirabai was saying, Mere to Giridhar Gopal, dusra na koi. Understand that part. It's not just a poem which she wrote, saying, only my Giridhar Gopal, there is not a second one but him. That single point-of-minded devotion to Giridhariji, that there is none other than him. That's what is surrender. And those who have that, they will dwell eternally with you. How to overcome fear? Firstly, if you want to overcome fear, you have to know what is making you fearful. Because fear have many factors into it. Now, some people have fear, like we were just talking of dying. You have fear of dying. Why? Very often you ask people, are you scared of dying? Yes, I'm very scared of dying. But you don't know what is dying. How can you be fearful of it? So what people are scared of or have fear of is that unknown. What will be afterwards? Is that what they're scared of? Where will they go? And that is good. It's not about having fear, but you have to start analyzing that, because life carries on. Even if you think that you will be here eternally, but you will, even when you die, you will still carry on. So fear have many factors. Very often you're scared because of something which you have kept deep inside of you. You have something, you're a human being, you do things. Sometimes known and sometimes unknown. So what happened is your conscience, conscient, reproach you. And of course you try to keep it, but that build up a fear inside. So you have to go to the root of your fear, not go sideways of it, go through it. Look at it. Get to know it. You will see that that fear can be also a good friend of yours. But then only you can change. Otherwise, it's very difficult to change fear. If you sit there and say, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, you're making your reality. You're making that fear become real. When you have to transcend it and go beyond it. So stop hanging upon whatever is fear you have. Learn to trust. When you trust, You understand that good and bad you are doing, and you can transform that. There was once a sadhu. The Sadhu Maharaj, wherever he will go, he will take he will carry with him a beautiful mirror, very well polished and very nicely. So one day, he arrived in this beautiful temple, and he slept, and he put his mirror next to him. So one man was looking and said, this is a sadhu that already renounced everything, you know. Why is he carrying a mirror with him? Maybe he's not a real sadhu. He likes to look at himself, how beautiful he look. So then he said, no, it can't be. There must be something deeper into that. No? If a sadhu is taking something, it must be deeper. It can't just be random like that. So what he did, he took courage and asked, but Maharaj, I have something to ask you. I've noticed that you're carrying a mirror with you, and my mind has become very agitated. You know, when I look at the mirror, all kind of thoughts went through my head. But please, I don't want to have any doubt. Please help me. And that moment, the sadhu smiled, took the mirror, and he said, whenever I am worrying, I look at the mirror and I say to myself, you have done that. And the second time when I look at it, I said, you have the solution. So it's a constant reminding that you are doing so many things which you like to blame others for, when in reality, you are responsible for that. If you don't start looking at that and start changing it, you will suffer. You will be miserable. You will be unhappy. So start looking at yourself. Even the fear itself, you will understand only when you start observing yourself. How to know if we are on the last cycle of birth and death, and we will go to the feet of God. It's very quiet. Like I said, He gave opportunity, and as I said earlier, for a devotee who have taken shelter of the Lord's feet, and really their mind is fully absorbed in His remembrance, meditating upon His Lila, He have given His guarantee. But those who is surrendered to me, that's what He said, chapter 18, verse 66, no? What He said? What He said? That whoever has surrendered to me, I'll take care of them. I will wash away all the sins of all life. And it will, at the end of the life, forever. This is not just a simple promise which He has given. That's why I said earlier, understand that word surrender. If you understand the word surrender itself, then that will be your last life. Otherwise, the next life you will be born again as a devotee, because He will never let you down. Whatever you do spiritually, you will carry it with you. You will grow with it, because even being here is not just happen randomly. It doesn't happen in one life itself. But just come that what you're being on the spiritual path, just you think it happen randomly like that? No, it doesn't happen randomly like that. Through lives, you have worked for that. Do you think you're going to hurt His name just like that? No, it doesn't just happen like that. That grace which He has given you is amazing. If you know the secret of His name, what that name holds, you will be free. When you read Bhagavad Gita, He has explained everything. When He's talking to Arjuna, He was not talking to Arjuna, He's talking to every generation onward. What it is to surrender. What is life itself. But very few understand that. So, if you understand what is life, the secret of life is service to Him. You are born to serve Him, nothing else. But you serve your desire, you serve your ego, you serve your pride, then it is not possible. Because that two things is opposed to each another. The ego will put you one way, surrender will put you one other way. That's why I say the mind is in constant movement, from left to right, right to left. You don't get calm. No? The mind is always moving. But through your sadhana, through your meditation, through your japa, the mind comes to a steady point. But even being on that point, the mind is still restless. Because the mind wants to observe the movement still. Now to surrender. Just trust. How do deceased one communicate with us? They can become a ghost and communicate with us. Because it depends, you see, like I have said earlier when we were talking about that question. Those who is free, of course they gone. They will go on to their journey of life itself. But those who have not died in a peaceful way, then they will still hanging around. What they want to be free, like everybody. They realize that yet what I have done is a mistake, but I want to be free. Who can free them? Can you free them? You don't have that power to free them. This is where the power of prayer comes. Then you address, not for your sake, but for their sake. That's why in our culture, in the Hindu culture I'm talking about, we have prayer, which is a reminder that yes, this soul needs this prayer. It's not for us, but for them. Every year for Pitra Paksh, for 2 weeks, they are reminded. No? You remember your great-grandfather, which you have met before, your ancestors, but you have this gratitude because, you see, through being born in their lineage, it has allowed you to free yourself from the karma that you have from them. So this gratitude that you honor them. So they have been born probably many times, but still you are saying, oh yes, but that is the intention that you set. Even Krishna did it. So there's a question from now. Do they know my feeling and intention? Well, when they are dead, they will not bother about you. They are dead. When they were alive, they didn't bother about you, and are dead, you will bother about you. Còn dấu đường làm chỉ ra làm không biết. Đường áp làm không được làm chỉ ra. Sao chỉ xong để ở lòng đây là it's a English is a Creole joke. There's no translation. No, I think in Europe you have the medicine come after you die. No? Something like that. Something like that. So, if you want really to have feeling and intention, do it when the person is still alive, you know. You can care for the people more when they are alive than when they are dead. You know, afterwards you will see people putting lots of, food on the flower on the tomb. You know, food on the tomb. Vivant pas donner manger. Dans l'amour, vous allez manger après, vous allez manger. Les gens, moi, je vois sur la bouche, je me dis, how would you do that? Now, when the person was alive, he didn't give them food. And never brought a flower to them. You are always saying, where are you? Fighting with that. And then when they're dead, what did you do? He said, huh? Answer. They don't need it. When they were alive, you never went to see them. And then when they died, you sit and cry, hypocrites. And that also, you cry only for 1 month. Nothing to say about. You know, there was this beautiful story of Sant, what is his name? Who had his wife. So there was a saint and his wife were very dear to each another. They loved dearly each another. So one day they visited the king, and of course, you know, as Shastra said, if you heard that your husband died, you should die also at the same time. That much love if you have for your husband, it must happen. Do you have? Trading problem right now. So, that saint was staying in the palace with the king, and that morning the king went hunting, and he took the saint with him, said, come with me, let's go. And they went hunting. So the queen wanted to test how faithful is that wife. So what she did? She sent a messenger, said, listen, tell something. That the king went hunting and they got attacked by some tribes and the saint got killed. So you do that when I'm sitting and talking with the wife. So the queen took the wife and they were sitting and talking. And the messenger come running quickly, said, you know the same scenario, what they said. The saint died the moment that his wife heard that her husband had died. She just closed her eyes and she died. On the spot. Oops. So what will happen? The queen got in panic. But I was joking, I was trying to see her faith in her husband. And here she died. For real. What did I do? So after some time, she was in panic and stress, everything. After some time, the king came with the saint, and of course the queen was trying to hide it. And of course, when you are in such a state, you can't really hide. Your face expression, everything, explain everything. So what he did, she called her husband and said everything what happened to the king. And the king at that moment became very angry. Said, we have to tell the saint. Said, how would I tell the saint about that? He's our guest, he came to our place, and then you killed his wife? Titi Devo Bhava. Guess is God. So, then the king took courage and told the saint. And the saint said, bring me to where the body of my wife is. He brought him there. He took some water, chant the mantra, and threw it on the body. And she came back again. So that's how much devoted she was to her husband. So even death doesn't have, when one has such faith, even death doesn't come. You know the story of Mata Anasuya, no? Should educate yourself a little bit, Mata Anasuya was the mother of Dattatreya. You know who is Dattatreya? So if you want to know, you can read the story, beautiful story. And her devotion was for whom? Only to her husband. And her mantra was Pati Parmeshwaraya Namaha. All the married women start chanting. Laughing behind his mustache. So finally somebody have understood. Wow, you all have death. What's the next death question? How different is the death experience of one who died normally and the one who commits suicide? Very much different. The one who died normally, they go through the normal process of dying, life will carry them, like I just said earlier. But the one who commits suicide, they have great regret. And then they're stuck very often into the astral plane, which they suffer a lot until time to come back here. Do you think by taking the life you can escape what life have given you? Because many people think that yes, I take my life, my problem is finished. No, it doesn't. It gets worse. It multiplied by 100 times. So you say you don't remember it all. Attain the feet of the Lord. Let your mind be focused always on His feet. You will attain Him. So simple like that. Then you get the grace of not reincarnating again. Or if you are reincarnating again, you will be born in a very high family. But to remember your past life, pray to God that you don't remember. Because very often when people ask about their past life, they want always to be Mary Magdalena, Mirabai, and forget about this. You are not. And it's better not to remember your past life. Why? Imagine your dear one Imagine your child was your murderer in one of your life. Hmm? Do you think you will be able to love that child the same way? Never. That's why God has made you forget about your past life. Only when you can handle this life, then He may give you glimpses of past life. But very often people force them want to understand, oh, about my past life. And then they create a story in their head because everybody wants to be
Special.
Cleopatra and what else? Mary Magdalena and all. None of them. Everybody is very famous people. You know, you will hear this. Whenever people incarnation, when you go to people who tell you nice story of your incarnation, they will always tell you stories of very famous people. And of course, you are very happy to hear that you were a famous person. Huh? Then you start walking like Cleopatra. Huh? Because you think that you have been Cleopatra. You can't even handle this life. You want to handle other lives? Do you know who you are in this life, firstly? Huh? Hello? I know. I know all my life. 127 life only I have taken. So I know all of them. Not like you all. Some of you have taken millions of life. How would you remember? Huh? Don't go into this delusion of knowing one past life. Get to know who you are in this life. Once you get to know who you are in this life, you will be the most happiest person. If you know who you were in your past life, you can't handle who you were in your past life, you go for the most worst, the most terrible, you will be the most miserable person. I know it is fancy. Yeah. But very often past life can be very cruel. And which life would you remember? For sure, as you're very drawn towards negativity, you will not remember your good life. You will remember the worst life. Time to time I told to the Swamis, I revealed to them those devotees which is very close to me. Why they are close to me? Because they are in the chain of spiritual growth. Because you don't go to the Guru just like that. There were many, often there were great saints also. But yet they have not fully attained. Oh, they wanted so much to come back. They come back. So sometimes I do reveal to them. But it's clear, you can see clearly. Because you see, from your past life you carry certain resemblance in character, in mannerism, way you look. Very often you keep the same characteristic. So that they bring back again. The last initiation from Guruji, show you to
He shows
that
one initiates past life. It was so
Two.
clear. Two initiates previous births. Guruji showed.
It's very easy to see if you have the eyes to see. You have to know how to look. Will two lovers' soul meet when they both die. If it is the case, how will their meeting be? Will it be long forever?
Mauritians are very romantic.
Sincerely, you see, the lover game is also soft science. And a year, 2 years. When you become normality, you don't enjoy it anymore. You want that to become eternal? But you have misunderstand what is love. No, the game of love is funny. There have to be promises at the beginning. Beginning. How long does it last? Sincerely. Do you really love your wife the same way you loved when you met? If you have the love relationship? No, you don't. Even as much as you can say yes, you love your wife or you love your husband so dearly, you don't. You will lie to yourself if you say yes, you do. Yes or no? It is like that. It's just a reality. So, lovers, don't go in that dream. It's not a good dream. There's only one true lover, and he's there. You play the game of loving when you don't even know what is love. You adventure into this world to attain love. It's true. All this game is a reminder of love. That you have a short term and you have a long term. In your question, you ask both of them. Two lovers, you and him. This is the only two lovers that exist. All of them are just fake. There's only you and him. That's the true lover. And he's eternal. And he will, probably I'm not saying not betray you.
You'll do whatever it takes.
Properly before I say something. Okay, then I follow Krishna.
Yeah.
That's it. No. But he's a true lover. All the soul long only to be with him. So when two lovers meet, two lovers have meet. It is you and him. When that love connect, you will forever be together. That I assure you. And he also gave his assurance for that. You see, that nobody want to hear. What kind of lover you want? You want a lover to fulfill your wishes? He will. He do fulfill a lot of wishes. All your desire, he fulfill. In your mind, for sure, right now you are thinking of many kind of desires. care about that. But he has the capacity to fulfill that also. Atma. What are you talking? It's bliss. Atma means Paramatma. Only Sachidananda will stay. Only eternal bliss will be. What are you thinking about? Mine is dirty. Have you ever read the poem of Mirabai? Have you? When she wrote in a very erotic way about Giridhariji. The lover is expressing that this is not the physical. It is the Atma expressing herself to him. Here I'm using the Atma as her. Because only Purusha is Narayana. Prakriti is feminine. Understand that. Everything that is created, it is feminine. There's only one Purusha. It is him. That's why our natural tendency when we come to the point of realizing is to be drawn towards him. But I know you're not talking about that. You're talking about something else. Don't go into that delusion that you will ever be happy. Love is only towards him. Become his lover. Lovers. You will eternally be happy. This is when you really become his lover, then you will see how we care for you, how we tease you. All the attention that you're looking for in the external, he will start giving you. You know how he drives them crazy? You know the gopis, how they were going crazy? Huh? You heard, no? How they were mad? They were intoxicated. They were, when Uddhava was sent, Uddhava, the friend of Krishna, who was always sitting at the feet of Krishna, observing Krishna. He was a great Pandit. He knows all the verses, all the scriptures. But when he was sent to Vrindavan, looking at the gopi verse, he was shocked. He said, these people are mad. They are running aimlessly. But when you contact with them, you realize at that moment what is up. This gopis was crazy. What do you think? Who this gopi was? They were just cow shepherdess. No? They were simple village girl, but with great determination to have Krishna. That's what they aim. Why do you think all the scriptures praise them? Huh? How do you think that their song have become a liberator? Have become the heart of Bhagavad itself? How? Don't try to find that what you're looking for in people. They are the same as you. They can't give you something which is eternal. Your Atma is eternal. It's long for something eternal. Your Atma not long for something which is perishable. People will tell you many stories. Yes, heaven, marriage is made in heaven. And where is divorce made then? In hell? This is a whole story to make you please happy. So, quicker you realize that, quicker you will have Him as eternal partner. How many want Him? But yet you still look in the outside for it. Huh?